New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is JLS from Knick Of Time Show. Here, give you that Knicks talk, just Knick Of Time. It's time to talk about a tough loss, man. And the Knicks lost to the Heat, 99-109. It's a 3-game losing streak that we just had. Funny enough, with our record, we haven't really had many of those. Have we had more than one? This might be our second one. I don't know. We're not used to losing 3 in a row. So hopefully we stop this. Even with our depleted team, we still kind of persevered and found a way to win. But today just wasn't that day. And we're going to talk about it. Oddly enough, there's kind of a lot of good that came from this game, oddly enough, even though it sucks to lose to the Heat in the fashion we did, and pretty much because of the timing of it as well. We're in a tight race, trying to make it to the playoffs, trying to be a top 5 seed, hopefully. And this loss kind of makes things a little more complicated because the East is kind of bunched up. It's bunched up. We have the Magic right behind us. We have the Pacers right behind us. And it can get ugly fast if we don't get it together, but hopefully we do. So we're going to talk about the game. Good, the bad, the ugly. And I have my girl with me, D1 Baller. Ebony, what's going on, Ebony?
I'm not looking forward to seeing Twitter tomorrow. That's for sure. It's already been crazy after the 2 loss. So we got a third L. It's about to be World War III on, in these social media streets.
Yeah, it's funny how people go crazy over a 2-game losing streak. It kind of tells you how spoiled. It's not even spoiled. That's just Knicks Twitter. It's like 2-game winning streaks really, in the grand scheme of thing, out of the 82-game season, isn't really a big deal. Once you get to 3 games, it starts to get a little bit fuzzy. You got to snap that losing streak. But I don't envy you, man. I don't envy you because I know you being in the Twitter streets way heavy than I. So
I'm out. You won't catch me on there tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. Yeah, protect your mental health, sis.
Nah, actually, I have to though. I am going to help be with Lee and Jay from East New York. They're doing a pot space tomorrow, so I'll be in that one. But other than that, I admire the fight that we didn't give up.
Right.
If they didn't have that fight in them today, it would have been a way better. I'll be a lot more angry about today because I thought today was a terrible game. It was terrible on both ends.
Yeah.
We had a lot of miscommunications on defense, a lot of missed rotations, a lot of 2 people on 1 ball by accident. They weren't meaning to double. It just happened by accident a lot of times.
Right.
We a lot of times they were just shooting right over us. They were getting great looks. And on offense, we were stagnant a lot. And today was the first game in a long time where I have to say, since like the beginning of the season, I know people get on Brunson for his hero ball. And a lot of time is not justified, in my opinion. Today I saw a lot of that though. I did see a lot of hero ball, and then maybe not necessarily needing it in that situation.
It's interesting because Jalen Brunson, probably his worst shooting game of the season. I think he was sick today. I read somewhere that he had like a cold, and somebody asked him how do you feel, and he said he didn't really feel great, but I feel good anyway. Because you know how it is. Him and Randall, they cut from the same cloth. They'll be hurt, they'll be sick, and they're not really gonna make excuses. So that might be a reason why he was off today. But to your point, Ebony, he had 10 assists today. But even with the 10 assists, I feel like the first 2 quarters, I felt like the passing wasn't what it should be in the first 2 quarters. For me anyway, and I think it kind of got us off to kind of a sputtery start offensively. And I think it kind of picked up later. I think this is the type of the game that calls for that 10 assists or 12 assists because of the amount of times they were doubling him and blitzing him and just the amount, and people were they were making plays. They were shooting well. So if they're shooting well, feed the beast. Keep
Yeah,
shooting
I
well.
th- I thought that turnaround 3-pointer, I mean not three, but the turnaround shot he had in the fourth quarter that he missed was we didn't need that, especially with Bogey at the time and Deuce actually hitting the shots.
I agree
I
with you.
thought I thought we he should have got them easier buckets because they were in a groove. Help them keep their hot streak, which helps you in the stretch into the stretch of the games.
I
Um,
I agree. I agree.
yeah, but he kind of felt, I guess, felt himself doing too much because the very next play, I think he had got he had that terrible shot. Then he did a foul, I believe, a frustration foul, kind
Mm-hmm.
of, and then the next play he got Deuce a 3-pointer. So I think he might have felt like maybe I'm doing too much too. But it was another time he did the same thing again, and I'm just like, we didn't need that just then and there. But again, everybody's entitled to an off game, and he's been spectacular for us this season. It happens, but
Yeah.
that's why he need to be in that MVP race because these games are far in between.
Yeah, this is probably the worst game I've seen him play in a long time. And you're absolutely right, Ebony, especially the Bojan point, because this is one of the games that we've been waiting for Bojan for a long time. He shot well offensively. He shot 60% from the field. Defensively, he was moving those puppies like Perk says. And it didn't hurt that he was matched up with other slow-footed shooters, so they can keep up with them. So it was like, oh, this is a good matchup.
He was in them passing lanes. You seen Bogey? Bogey was trying to play the passing lanes. He got some extra confidence. He said, Duncan Robinson, I can hold you.
Exactly. I got Duncan, damn it.
So I can hold you, Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
Nah, facts. It was one play where Bogey had hit that big shot, and then we turned around and had a 24-second violation, I believe it was. And that if we could play that defense all the time, we'll be good.
Mm-hmm. You be on that
Everybody stood
floor.
down. Yeah, everybody stood on their feet, including Bogey. He did not go for any head fakes during that thing, and I liked his effort in that stretch. That was a great defensive, and then a little stretch we had like when we started tying. I think we tied the game up on the next possession, if I'm not mistaken, with a tipping for
From
Precious,
Bachua.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that we just these last couple of games we haven't had good games. We had good quarters.
Yeah. Yeah. And this one kind of hurt too because I felt like, hey, we actually starting to get a couple of calls. I've thrown out the notion that Brunson will ever get a charging call ever again, probably in his career. Like that's just not like they just refuse. They're not going to call that charge call for Brunson ever again. But going to the hole today, him getting pushed off his spots today, he actually got to the line. He got 9 or 10. So I was like, okay, at least we're getting calls. That was going right. Our guys were hitting shots. That was going right. It really was just Brunson. It really was just Brunson. 2010 game, probably the ugliest 2010 game you'll ever see in your life. Woo.
Yeah. That first half was terrible. It was an ugly half, and we really played just about one quarter of good basketball today, and it wasn't even a whole quarter. We had a stretch of good basketball.
Yeah.
um, Today it was not a good game. It wasn't a good game at all. Even our defensive intensity was off majority of the game, I felt, until we started going small, and it kind of picked up a little bit. I know people get on Josh Hart, but his effort was there the whole game.
Nah, I
Um,
agree. I don't think Josh Hart was really the issue today. What I would say is what I would say is this: Bojan Bogdanovic, a pro from today's game. Can we just bottle this? Can we just bottle it? Because the big elephant in the room has been the non-Jalen Brunson minutes, and what can we do when he's on the bench? Bojan actually scored today and wasn't a traffic cone on defense. I would love if we can have this effort every game. Shoot, it gives 16 points. Like, this would be great. I would love this. I would love this. Second thing I really noticed is Tibbs noticed the offense struggling, and he actually had Devo play with the second unit in this second half. And he kind of was playing the lead guard, which subsequently put Alec Burks on the bench. Only played 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So Tibbs has seen some things, and then he's like, you know what? I don't trust it no more. So Alec Burks sat down for all these games for a bad shoulder, came back one game, sat his ass right back down. And the Devo minutes were looking really good, man. They were looking really good. They started off slow, but he was Dante's Inferno. And he just started going off from three. I felt like he was moving off the ball a lot. And even when he moved the ball, the teammates had the presence of mind to give him the ball back, and he was able to score that way. I kind of like the Dante lead guard minutes with Deuce and Precious and Bojan. Like, that unit seemed to kind of work together. So we might see that more with these last 8 games.
Well, now's the time to start playing pause with any lineup that you want to use in the playoffs, you know, to see what it can give you in different situations. So definitely now's the time to try stuff. Don't Tibbs, don't go back to that small ball lineup and wait until you remember he did that, wait until the playoffs and was about to get eliminated and try to go to it. So now is the time to play with any of those kind of lineups.
Unfortunately, we don't have a choice to play with those lineups now because we got so many people out. We just gotta roll with what we rolling with, and so it just is what it is right now. But yeah, Dante had a great game, 31 points on the night offensively, although -17. Dang, was he getting burned defensively?
We always getting burned defensively. This wasn't a good defensive game to me. Again, the rotations was off. They to me, I don't think we played great defense. A lot of times it was a smaller person on the shooters. They were just shooting right over us. In the beginning, at that first half, they kind of looked like they were targeting Brunson again. Like they were giving it to the shooters because he had the mismatch. He was on the shooters, and they were taking advantage of that, of shooting right over the top of them. I don't know. We can't go backwards. Not in this stretch. We're supposed to be pulling it together, and it seems like we're regressing in certain areas. And again, it might just be fatigue.
Yeah, it might be. This just might be mental fatigue too. Like, I don't know. Like, he said he was sick as well, so that could be also it too. But it could be either or. Because to be honest, Brunson's minutes hasn't been as high as they usually been. Over the last few games, he played 34 minutes versus the Spurs. Versus what's the last game we played? OKC. All the games are blending together. Lord.
They really are.
36 minutes tonight. So his minutes are actually kind of down from his usual. And actually kind of have to thank McBride's been playing well. I think he's been keeping him on the bench a little bit more. Now you have Dante actually playing lead guard. And so I think those guys are kind of helping, keep those minutes a little bit down. And McBride, man, what a revelation. 24 points, -4 on the night. He got torched by Terry Rozier, but Terry Rozier had an outer body experience today, man. It's one of those games where Miles got his hands on a lot of loose balls, pause. Even when he stripped somebody, deflect somebody, the ball still ended up in the lead's hand. Or Terry Rozier would just dribble the air out the ball for 14 seconds and get the ball back and hit a step back three with a hand in his face. It was ridiculous looking, but I still really enjoyed the Miles McBride game where he was actually the leading scorer for the first half of that game. So growth of Miles McBride is still something to marvel at for me.
Yeah, his game. I like any game because of getting his confidence together. You see it. He had a really nice drive on the baseline where he kind of faked and did a little in and out towards the baseline and cleared himself up for a dunk or a layup. I can't remember which one he did. But yeah, he's getting comfortable and to have your other guard or your other backup in this case whenever that is we get healthy. It's a revelation, like you said, another person that the defense has to worry about. And you can fit him perfectly next to Brunson because he helps with the spacing.
Yeah.
And you see the chemistry between him and Brunson getting better. He Brunson found him a lot actually.
Brunson
Off
be
the
looking for
W.
him.
Mm-hmm.
He be looking for him. He was looking for Grimes, but he be looking for Deuce.
Yeah. It also could be, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Again, Brunson is trying to find a balance between getting his and others, and you can see sometimes it ain't. He's still working on that. People
Yeah.
forget that Brunson is very young. He's still very young,
Mm-hmm.
26 years old, and it's his second year leading his own team. It's a learning experience for him too.
I agree.
So
I agree. And he's grown tremendously. He should be in the MVP race. He got player of the month this month. And you should, if you score 61 points in a game, you probably should be nominated for Eastern Conference Player of the Month.
it was something funny I heard. He got player of the month, right? But last week he wasn't even nominated for player of the week or something like that. Which is funny as I
Yeah.
don't know what.
Yeah, I saw something that what's his name? From the Hawks, DeJounte Murray got nominated for Player of the Week for the game winner versus the Celtics when he scored 41 points on 41 shots. I'm crazy like that.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
But it is what it is. Jalen Brunson still to me is the most disrespected superstar in the league by hands down. For him to be fifth in the NBA and still not being top 10 in the MVP, fifth in the NBA in scoring, and still not being top.
It was four. The last he moved up one spot.
Oh, that's right.
Too.
My bad. Four.
Mm-hmm.
See my memory back. I said fourth the last time. Fourth in the NBA in scoring and still not top 10 in the MVP race is kind of nuts. Just a little
Nutty.
bit.
Nutty.
That short bias is crazy. That short bias is ridiculous.
I should know. I'm not all that tall, but most of my favorite players are small. The Al Iversons, the Stephs,
Mm-hmm.
Brunson. I like the smaller player because they do under the rim players get a lot of flat. They don't get the justice that they need. Any Not anybody. When you're big and athletic, you can get to the bucket. You can use your strength. You can do all this to get. But those smaller guards have to use their IQ, have to use their skill, legit skill to get where they have to get. So I'll forever rock with the small ballers.
Yeah. Nah, I agree with you. And my thing is this: if you just put his stats up next to anybody else in that top end, and then put the win record up next to that, and just erase the names, I feel like blindly people will start picking Brunson. But then once you say, "Oh, it's Brunson," oh no, that can't be. He's second tier NBA. He's all NBA second team, not first team, even though he's a top 4 scorer in the NBA. Like that, it doesn't even make sense logically. It doesn't. But
and I just we gotta be better and putting whole games together. I know again Miami is like top 5, a good defending team, and they're also picking up. This is Jimmy Butler time.
Yeah.
He start picking up towards this time. We are their 5th out of the last 6 games. We're the 15 they held under 100 points. Like so their defense, they're defending and everything of that nature. That they're going to play defense. They're going to get it hard nosed, and the Heat kind of have a similar ideology like we have, and they don't beat themselves. So we cause more turnovers than they normally have because they're like top 5 in turnovers for the league.
Right.
They make things hard. They make games ugly.
Now I agree, and you know what, Ebony? Even with that, I still feel like we had a chance to win this game. And here's the thing: I don't care how the Heat plays during the year. When they play us like it's playoff time. Because the first time we played them, we had to come from behind and win. The second time we played them, that was a hard-fought game. It was a hard fought game. But that's when we had OG Anunoby and Julius Randle with us. And at that point, cool. It wasn't just 3-point shooting or die. Because right now, as currently constructed, if we don't make the three, we don't win. That's just how it is. If we don't make the three, we don't win. But we don't.
Yes, you're right about that.
If we have Randall and OG, there is there's variables in how we can win. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with OG there, you get me off the line, I'm danging it on your head. With Julius Randle there, you can send 2 to Randle, or you can just bully ball people. And I felt like last time we played, funny enough, when we played the Heat last time, I was getting that was Randall's most impressive passing game I've seen him had all season, because of the way he was navigating the double teams and passing it out. It almost felt like he had eyes in the back of his head. He would snatch the ball right away, right before they try to strip him and pass it out to a shooter, and they would hit it 3. And then he would actually be able to bully Bam. Because I remember in the playoffs, we lost those one-on-one matchups with Bam and Julius Randle. Like they played him straight up. Randle would try to post him, and he would lose those battles. He was actually winning those battles during that last game. So which made me actually start to get even more faith. Like, yo, we face these dudes in the playoffs, we're gonna win. Like, we got it. And if he went down that game, and it's just like, it was deflating. It's just like, I felt like he finally reached that pinnacle. It's like, okay, I can understand where the double team is coming from. I understand how to use my size now. And it's just like, So even with all the stings and all the defense that they play now, with the Randall and OG here, we just a different animal. We just are.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, we have more weapons. You don't have to solely depend on just your automatic bucket. You're gonna get is Brunson, and then you're like, who else is going to help? That's question mark every
game,
every night. With those two, it'll help erase the question marks of who that comes from every night, and it'll help the role players maybe when they're not going to get as many shots. So you hope that could go either or. People can dwindle because they don't have as many shots as we see with Burks and Bogey. They say that's what their problem is. They're not getting as many shots as they would maybe in Detroit.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, you of course you want them, but at this point, like Josh Hart said, and like Brunson has said before, you got to play with who you have, because we don't know when that is that they come back, and how they come back anyway. I get a half of Julius is better than no Julius, and he helps just by his presence. I definitely get that, but we gotta control what we can control, and I felt a lot of times we're not doing that full games. Like, we got to get better with our defensive rotations. We have to get better with that cross court pass that has to be eliminated.
Yeah.
Swing
pass, like
yeah.
Draymond Green said. Learn to swing pass.
Yeah, so we just got to get better in controlling what we can control. Not turning the ball over, staying in front of our man, and like Miami, they don't have many people who can get to the bucket like that. You've had Terry Rozier and you had Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I think with us though, so many times because we overthinking about Jimmy Butler, we allow them to be facilitators, and that's what we shouldn't do. We shouldn't allow Jimmy to be a facilitator. He has to be the scorer. You get what I'm saying? He has to be the one. I'll take a Jimmy too. Shoot, I'll take him shooting threes. I will. But what I can't take is, us allowing him to break down our defense and get into the lane, and then we rotate, and now he hits it to Duncan Robinson. He gives it to Caleb Martin. He gives it to Bam. That pick and pop to kind of ice the game. That's what they did to us the whole playoffs last year.
Yeah, sure did.
It kind of gave me PTSD.
Sure did. That damn pick and pop with the damn midi with the Bam. Yeah, that killed me. That killed me. But speaking of Bam and BR and the pick and pop and big man, what did you think of the decision to not play Hartenstein or Mitch in the fourth quarter? Tibbs actually went with Precious, and I have my theory of why he did it, but I want to get your thoughts on the move.
Well, One, it's good not to give them too much film, I guess. And two, um, I like the adjustment. I would have rather, I would have liked to see some Sims minutes in there. I'm gonna throw my guy Sims
Yeah,
in
man,
because
get Sims in there. Get the most
I
mobile big
have
in there
to.
who's bigger and can. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I think we should have got because with Precious, I thought he did a good job, but like we lost a couple of rebounds in that in those minutes, and
Yeah,
maybe a Sims would have got you that. I like it. I like that he's trying different things. I like that he saw that iHeart was having issues with Bam and even Kevin Love. Kevin Love duped him on a play, got a three out of it. So we and Mitch is out of shape. He needs to get in game shape. His timing is off.
yeah. That
That
missed
layup
layup.
dunk,
Woo.
yeah, that was way because his timing. I get it. You got to get in shape. And I like that he went with Precious because it called for it. He's no real bigs. They weren't playing real big. They were playing Bam and Kevin Love at the five.
hmm
So those are the type of players that Precious when they can't shoot really like that. That's the kind of matchups he has had success with. I think it's when he plays the taller, big, the Jokic, the Sabon, the ones they're big and can shoot also.
Yeah, that's when they have the issues.
Yeah, that's when
But then it's like, you know what? I saw that how Precious was he was part of that group that got us the lead. That putback was huge. Also,
hmm
we were having problems rebounding. Mitch, how many rebounds did Mitch have? Mitch and Hartenstein didn't rebound well today. I think they both might have had two apiece.
I had no rebounds for like a whole half, I believe it was.
Shoot. iHeart had even worse than I thought. Hartenstein had one rebound in 18 minutes, which is very uncharacteristic. And Mitch had one rebound in 10 minutes, which is also very uncharacteristic. So they weren't really effective. Precious had 6 rebounds in his 26 minutes. I was thinking maybe he just felt like he needed more rebounding there. But then when you have Bam in the game, it kind of negates all of that. So it's I don't know. I don't know.
I think Josh Hart he was the leading rebounder at halftime, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm right. Yeah, he had five at halftime. Josh Hart. So he like again his effort, he was there. A lot of almost rebounds that could have
Yeah.
swung the game. Had he'd be able to corral it, but he had his hands on a lot of loose balls, a lot of trying to get it. But yeah, iHeart at halftime didn't have any any rebounds. And again, sometimes the box score doesn't tell the story because a lot of times our bigs will box out and let others get the rebound too.
Mm-hmm.
They do that, but yeah, I seen with Mitch and iHeart, they struggled today. They struggled. It was
And the Heat are very disciplined too. They're very disciplined in how they box. They box out every single play, and sometimes they'll even box out two people. Like when they know, like I remember they will box out. They'll put two people to box out Mitch so he won't get a rebound. Like they'll do stuff like that, or they'll sandwich our bigs to get a rebound. So the Heat are
yeah,
very disciplined.
yeah, they're not trying to beat themselves. They're not gonna do anything to beat themselves, the Heat,
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that maybe we could have had an advantage during pregame. I had mentioned that I thought that would be maybe we can get some easy points or advantage in the rebounding area because they're not a really good rebounding team when you call it league wide. But again, this is the new Miami team. We know they play
Right.
differently on the road to the playoffs. You understand that.
Yep.
We all do, but they're not a good rebounding team or blocking team, which is crazy because they're not that big. So I didn't understand all of the 3-point attempts. Bless you,
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Well, to me, the 3-point attempts came from the way they were guarding. I felt like they made it so that Brunson, one thing, well, Brunson tried to hold the ball a lot, but even when he was holding the ball, they really crowded the paint because there was a few times where he tried to do like a little shuffle pass to somebody cutting in the paint, and those weren't really there to me in the first half, which is
Yeah,
why I think we just went strictly 3 for the most part, and that's what kind of teams do to us a lot of times, man. They'll just force us to Claude. Some teams will just plod the paint and hit their three. So we end up doing that thing. We drive to the hole, kick it out. Drive to the hole, kick it out. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So I think that's had a lot to do with why we shot so many threes, and we don't have a post presence anymore, man. We don't have that. So it's like it's drive. Like, who are the drivers on the team? It's Jalen Brunson, Miles McBride sometimes on a secondary play, but that's not it. Maybe Dante. It's just hard to get variations of offense sometimes, unless you maybe running off of screens or something.
Again, you got to be like Miami. If you're going to get to the hoop, you kick it out, you get the wide open threes. I think also just not depending on your somebody breaking down the defense, just to keep the movement. Stop the standing around three waiting for the ball.
True.
We can't do that. We can't afford, especially missing players, to do that. We have to make the defense make mistakes, like Miami was making us do today. You see how they moved the ball, and we had two going at one ball at the ball at once, or we were late in the back door, things of that nature. That's what movement does. I felt we didn't have enough movement. I think we didn't even hit 20 assists today, did we?
No, we let's see. Well, Brunson had 10, so I know that's at least half. So we might have 20 assists actually. 25.
We had 25 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So that's not bad. We need to make sure the movement stays.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of movement came in the second half. I feel like a lot of movement came in the second half. Really, Bry got hot, Dante got hot, Bojan got the ball. I think a lot of it came in the second half. But like you said earlier, in crucial moments in the first quarter and in the fourth quarter, to me, is when we should move the ball more. Especially when we see Bojan, who's really hot, kind of found his touch, looked very comfortable. Tibbs even had a conundrum where he was like, damn, do I bring Dante in now or later? Because Bojan had it going. And when you have somebody going like that, you just got to find a way to get him the ball. So I felt like we failed in that regard. But overall, it's a good sign just to have that, because we're going to need him if we don't have our other guys come back like we wanted to come back. We're going to need Bojan.
Facts. We need you, Bogey. Join us in New York. I guess he's scared of the Garden. Who knows? Maybe putting too much pressure on himself.
I've been saying since he's been here, it's like, yo, is he scared of New York? He seems so much more comfortable playing on the road. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how his mind shuts off and he just plays sometimes when he's not in the Garden. I don't understand it. Yo, salute to the chat. Yo, I'm looking on Twitter. I see Ryan G and did they know they sent the link? I don't even know what's happening. they on Twitter just 3 minutes ago.
He said, "Do we know?" He said, "Like, who knows?"
I don't know what happened, but it's cool. It's me. It's the Jay Ebony show today. You holding it down for you. So salute to the chat. Shout out to Alexander, Sandman, Robert Parrish. Everybody else is rocking with the show. If you like the show, hit that like and subscribe. We here talking Knicks basketball. 3-game losing streak. We still here breaking down the game like we always do. So shout out to the KOT show for holding it down for you guys. All right, cool. And now it's time for, I think it's time. Do you have anything else to add, or we can get to?
Yeah, this is a terrible game in the words of Charles Barkley. Terrible. Yeah, I almost stopped watching. I ain't have one of those games in a long time where you just don't want to see no more.
Yeah,
just like that's how I felt in the first half, third quarter. I was almost there. I was almost there. Then I was like, yes, Knicks, fight.
Yeah,
give me something to talk about so I ain't gotta scream at y'all.
Exactly.
Because if we ain't fighting that little area, it might have been a different post. I
hear you.
I was upset, but we can't win them all, y'all, and that's it. We just can't win them all. You take the games game by game, and you learn something from it. The positive, like you said, I'm gonna talk about is Deuce and his development.
Deuce for sure.
Bogey finally joining us. Hopefully he'll join us for the rest of the season and postseason.
Exactly. Hopefully, Detroit bogey is dead. New York bogey has arrived, and he brings this type of effort on offense and defense, mostly offense, like he did today. All right, that's what we hoping for. All right, and also, I just want to thank God that everybody on the Knicks walked out of here healthy. All right,
Thank you.
because Bam was trying it. Bam was trying it today. Woo!
That's a
Woo.
dirty baby.
That
Yeah,
is
you can't tell me he not. That Julius, I mean that's Julius. That Jalen Brunson at the end with the leg, that kind of solidified it for me, for real. Like
I'm like, I don't understand how he does this. I don't. That man, that dirty. He is dirtier than streaky draws for sure. That and plus the elbow to Dante's face in the first half was crazy. It was crazy. Like, how did you like swipe the ball and then hit with the elbow afterwards? I don't know.
he knocked. Yeah, I thought he knocked him out.
I thought so too. Did you see? Did you see when towards the fourth quarter, Deuce was just walking? He just like nudged Juice for no reason. Did you see? Like, I don't understand what's up with that dude. This.
I don't know. We need in the pregame they had said if another player gets hurt by Miami Heat today, that somebody just the Tibbs needs to just put in Dwayne or somebody and pop him real quick.
That's a
Like
fact. Send a
just
message.
get your foul, make it a good one so I can sit you down. But he'll get they'll get the message. We see you.
No, for real.
That got that.
For real. All right. For real. But yeah, I'm glad I'm glad we got out of there healthy. I'm glad we got out of there healthy.
Yes.
Hopefully we can build on to the next game. Sure. I might have to bring back Enes Kanter just to like
not never.
Hey, say what you want about Enes Kanter. He ain't gonna let nobody hurt nobody, all right? He gonna be in your face, all right?
You're right.
Oh man. All right, but salute to the chat. Let's get to it, man. We already know what time it is. Bruh. It's the bruh picks, man. Bruh picks are usually the worst plays of the night. Or sometimes it doesn't have to be the worst plays of the night. It could be another game that you want to point out if something stupid happened. Or it could just be something stupid, something dumb, something idiotic that happened that you want to point out. Like, we give a bruh pick to who every day?
Paul Pierce, and he was about to be my bruh pick for real because he's stupid. He's stupid. I can't. Listen, he was about to be the bruh pick for real. He's stupid.
Oh, did Paul Pierce do something today?
Yo,
what a surprise, bruh.
The day he don't do something will be the surprise.
I'm just getting the automatic because even if we don't hear he did something, we know he did something.
He just stop giving that. Just stop asking him to speak. Why they won't want to hear what he got to say anyway? I'm done with it.
That's why. That's why that show about to be canceled.
Yeah, they desperate to give him a mic. They desperate. And he is on there. He's on there today. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Can we start the
Yeah. Go ahead.
He's on there today for his his. He made me frustrated because we just talking about this last show about the racial divide going on in women's basketball right now, and how the casuals have found women's basketball, which is cool. We can't gatekeep it, but along with more popularity is more stupidity. Yes. And people who just think women's basketball started yesterday, which is crazy. So let me get the direct quote so I don't misquote his dumbness. So because I might sound smarter than he actually, what he actually said. So let me just go get this. He was talking about Caitlin Clark, in Iowa, and LSU just had a game. Iowa won, and Mr. Paul Pierce, word for word, said, "We saw a white girl, Caitlin Clark." He just said, "We saw a white girl in Iowa do it to a bunch of black girls. That gained my respect. She did it to some girls from LSU who we thought was some dogs defending champs, and put them on their knee and spanked them." What did that have to do with anything, my guy? And it wasn't even a spanking. You know what I'm saying? Like Caitlin Clark did her thing, but it wasn't a spanking. You know, what is he talking about? What are you talking about, Goofy? What are you talking about? Okay,
Paul
what is he talking about?
Paul Pierce is tone deaf, man. Paul Pierce is tone deaf, and it's funny because the more he talks, the more you realize what a horrible person he is. like, I heard some crazy. I heard a story about why. Did you hear the story about why he got stabbed?
Yeah, probably I think it was gambling or something. I forgot the story, but yeah.
No, I think I think he took the girl. He was flirting with the girl of a known gangster, and he knew
Yeah,
the
that sounds
girl,
about right.
and everybody knew that was the gangster's girl. He knew it was the gangster girl, but knowing that was the gangster's girl, he still decided to go after her, and that's what happened. That's what
Yeah, yeah, I could believe it coming from him. And I also knew somebody that was a teammate of his, and yeah, he's a jerk, just a jerk all around. You get what I'm saying? Just a jerk.
He's just
What
a
you see is
jerk.
what you get. It ain't it's not we misinterpreting him. He's a jerk.
He's straight up a jerk. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
bruh for Paul Pierce, of course.
And it was an Ocho. He Not Ocho. It's the guy that left ESPN to go to Fox.
Ocho Cinco?
No, not Ocho Cinco. What's his name? Is it Emmanuel? Why can't I get his name together? He was a former football player or whatever. He had some dumb statement too about Angel Reese and her comments and things of that nature. It's just casual basketball. You could like who you like,
Oh, you
okay?
talking about when she was crying on
Yeah, she was crying. Everybody could say, "No, don't. You've been a villain this time. Don't cry." First of all, if what to clear up the confusion, she was asked a question again. You know, so somebody asks you a question, you respond, and that's what she did. It wasn't her playing victim. It wasn't her. Oh, you wanted to be a villain. They asked her a question. She answered. So people, what I've seen from the discourse about women's basketball makes me worried for what's coming because this was already happening in the WNBA
yeah.
with Sabrina. You get what I'm saying? So now you add Caitlyn here, and it's going to be like civil war, and it shouldn't be. These ladies are playing, and at the end of the day, they're only putting a target on her back because they're real. That's why we say she's not saving the WNBA. There are dogs. There's levels to this. Even in the WNBA, there's dogs on that league that they get paid for locking people up. You get what I'm saying? That's their job is to defend people of the Caitlin Clark skill set.
Right.
You just giving them motivation. If I'm in the league and I'm waiting, I'm like I'm circling. I can't wait. She gonna do what to me? You get what? And people, there's such a person named Maya Moore. Check out her highlights before saying that this person is the best in women's basketball.
Mm,
You can't do that when there's a person that exists named Maya Moore. Uh, Granted, she's not playing anymore because she is the Barry Sanders of the WNBA. You know, she had a short and good career. She on to the next one. She didn't let basketball retire her. She retired. You know it.
right.
So casual fans that's trying to make basketball a civil war and just throwing out asinine comments, stop it. Including the media. Stop it.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit disgusting. And it
It's
unfortunately it's kind of like I don't know, man. These ladies gotta kind of watch their mental health the way they kind of slinging these words around real casually. They gotta protect their mental health because it's getting crazy out here with the comments and the racial divide that the people is perpetuating. I mean, oddly enough, it's funny because it sucks. The funny thing is it's going to help the league get eyes on it because negativity is a weird thing, man.
yeah. The more
Negativity gets your
negative
eyes on stuff for sure. So
is
ultimately, it will
facts.
help, but it's just like the cost of what is the bigger question.
Facts. And I got one more bro pick. And I got two. One more bro pick would be my man Brian. Was it Brian Windhurst with the dark arts?
Oh my yo,
Talking. I thought he was. Dark arts. It sounds like a Batman movie. What are you talking about, my man? Dark art.
This
What are
is
you talking about?
why when I this is the narrative. This is why Jalen Brunson hasn't been getting calls. It's because of that narrative, the dark arts. Like what? For those of you who don't know, after Tibbs kind of complained or he insinuated that Jalen Brunson didn't get enough calls. After the OKC game, everybody saw the Dort foul at the end of the regulation with 5 seconds left, and they also saw another foul that kind of happened when he shot the ball off the backboard for an N1 that wasn't counted for N1. And Brian pretty much said that, he's not as bad as Trae Young or as bad as James Harden, but Jalen Brunson practices the dark arts of foul hunting. And referees are cracking down on it. But really what's happening is referees are just turning a blind eye to public muggings. Because what I've been seeing for the last few months is Brunson leaving the games with multiple black eyes. And people going, well, we really can't beat him like that. So let's rough him up and make things hard on him by roughing him up to wear him down for the end of the games. So now what's happening is they're intentionally roughing Brunson up, and the refs are like, oh, he's a flopper, so we're not going to call it. He's exaggerating. And now you end up with these crazy games where he's just getting black eyes, no foul calls. Or like I said earlier, multiple games where he had 0 free throws. For a guy who's number 3 in the league in attacking the rim, 0 3 rolls is just unacceptable. So, Brian, we're perpetuating this dumb BS of Jalen Brunson practicing the dark arts of foul baiting. Yeah.
I'm on mute. I swear that sounds like a Batman title. Dark Arts.
The dark arts. The hell?
Come on. Stop. When they start making up stuff, like, come on. And again, bruh pick to we forgot Gilbert Arenas, but that's
oh yeah.
we forgot Gilbert.
Gilbert Arenas because he's breathing.
Yeah, and Holly Rowe too. Don't forget her. She always she says stuff too.
Yeah.
but I thought with the refs, there was they're trying to put out a tweet about illegal screens, and they used
oh my gosh.
And they used us. They could have put Bam and his plenty of illegal screens. So I see the narrative, I see what they're doing, and it's ugly. It's ugly. You gonna pick us as an example. Okay, I get what I see what you're doing.
And the funny part is, okay, so like Ebony said, the refs, they're doing a whole breakdown on illegal screens, and they were advertising it on Twitter. And they use a GIF of the Knicks setting a screen as an example. Ironically, it's and it wasn't a Knicks Heat game too. It was a Knicks Heat game that they used as an example, and they used a Knick as an example. Funny thing about it, what Knick did they use? Taj Gibson. At all. So you're telling me you decided that you looked through all the Knicks Heat games and decided to use Taj Gibson as your example for illegal screens? You could have just looked at the playoffs and looked at the Bam versus Quentin Grimes screen. You could have looked at that. You could have looked at a lot. There's mixtapes of illegal screens.
You could have went on Knicks Twitter, and I think it was Tag. I can't remember who it was. I don't want to give credit for who it was, but if somebody on the Knick community, shout out to Knick Twitter, who put a whole 2-minute video of just illegal screens by Bam.
Yeah, crazy, crazy. But definitely a bruh to the NBA official Twitter account.
Facts.
For sure.
They bugged out with that one. And yeah, I'm done with my bruh picks. If you have one, I got a ooh too. But other
Do I have
other than that,
any?
my do you have one?
Do I have any bros? Do I have any bros today? Nah, Nope.
No bruh. I got a ooh. I just wanted to give it to LSU's women's team, Flo J, and especially Angel Reese. Again, they're human, they're kids. But shout out to Flo J, number 4, as she like to say, because she had a great post game talking about playing with Angel. She explained how, she gave her confidence to be her and playing with a dog like Angel and not knowing. She said that the crown is heavy that she wears.
Mm,
Yeah, I don't understand. Being right next to her, I'm guaranteed she got first row seats to see the treatment she's getting. So
right,
I thought that post game was really, really cool. Really needed for her, for Angel, just to see what she's meant to, the rest of the league, where the public may try to beat her down and things of that nature. So facts. I just they gave it their all to that this year wasn't their year. That's all. And then it's bigger and better things for Reese, because I believe I don't know if she declared that she was going. I didn't check, but it should be the league next for her, and
right.
sky's the limit.
Yeah, sky's the limit. All right, that's a good bro, good ooh pick. Actually, I might. Do I want to say? Do I want to name this a bro pick? I don't even know. I don't even know. A frustration pick.
Okay, what's the frustration pick? You gotta
Oh,
take the deep breath before.
yeah. It's just I'm just OG Ananobi.
No.
Knicks doctors, OG Ananobi, whatever the hell is going on over there in Knicks land. It's confusion. It seems like secrecy. I don't know what's happening, but I don't know if you guys have heard. I felt like I had this. I'm bugging. I thought I saved the page so I can read it, but obviously I don't see it right now. I don't know if you guys have heard the updated news from OG Anunoby injury, but here's Ian Begley saying injury cited by NYK for OG Anunoby current absence has changed from elbow injury management to elbow tendinopathy.
Mm.
So it pretty much got worse with the 4 days of West, which means it probably didn't get worse. It just means that they were withholding information and they probably did some more tests and found out, oh, this is going to take longer than we originally thought. And Anobi had surgery in early February to move bone fragments in the elbow. He returned on 3/12 and aggravated elbow in second game back. He missed 8 consecutive games. So I'm not sure when he'll be back or if he'll be back for the playoffs. It just sucks to be in a situation where we have to wait even longer for OG Anunoby. And the fact that they changed his status from management to an actual, diagnosis definitely worries me.
I heard from a couple of Twitter doctors, as you want to say, that they said that the recovery sometimes from this takes at least 6 to 12 months. You're going to feel a lot of, and you heard about OG not playing through pain.
Right.
I get it. I can't knock a person. This is their career. Their body is their money. I understand that. It's just that when we go into this negotiation table, this better be uh something in the back of their mind. We can't pay somebody the money that I'm hearing him want, and you're not going to play through injuries. You're not going to do certain things. We need you. We need you. That money means you're going to be available. Um,
Now,
I just think maybe they rushed him back,
probably.
and
I probably rushed him
now
back. And
and now they're not.
now they're taking their time. Nah, exactly. And here's the thing for me too. I've definitely heard a story. I heard a disturbing story about OG Anunoby where he missed games because he injured his fingers cleaning. That's outrageous. Julius Randle would never.
Not never. That's probably why they probably wanted Julius to maybe get surgery. Julius like, nah, not never. We're gonna just ride this out. We're gonna see. We're gonna
Exactly.
see.
Exactly.
Um
Keep
I
hitting
hope
those pads, Julius. We're not clearing you. Just keep hitting pads.
and I had another ooh pick. I'm sorry. It was a shout out and prayers to Taiwan for that 7.7 magnitude earthquake they had.
Oh
Had
wow.
some buildings collapsed. The last time I read, they said at least 87,000 people without power and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I give my prayers and support to them. And also Japan, who they might be getting a tsunami because of it.
Got you. Damn. Salute to you guys, and hopefully everything turns out okay. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say real quick.
All right, yo. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. When's the next game? When's the next game? We need to win. We need to win because I'm looking at this. Man, I think the Magic are
Starting to
right
get
behind
real
us.
tight.
They won 2 in a row. He lost 2 in a row. And then the Pacers won 2 in a row as well. And they right behind the Magic. Cavs are losing. Freaking Donovan Mitchell's getting frustrated because they're losing too. He's screaming at people. We gotta figure this thing out. It's April. Woo! It's tight.
Yeah, people getting a little tight. I seen a clip of Bogey, the other Bogey on Atlanta, and his coach getting on into it in a timeout. So yeah,
Yeah, man.
uh,
Everybody tight.
everybody tight right now. Yeah,
Everybody-
trying to get to this playoffs.
Everybody's on edge. So we got a couple of games left. Who we got next? We got the Kings next. You already know they got revenge on their mind. Then we got the Bulls. The Bulls are definitely gonna be fighting.
Yeah,
We got the Bulls 3 times. They're definitely gonna be fighting. So we gotta be on our P's and Q's. We definitely gotta be on our P's and Q's. All right, winnable games for sure, but they're not gonna be easy games.
we got to find our formula to have full games instead of just good quarters. And even if we're not gonna have a full game, got to have more good quarters than bad.
Exactly. And I don't know. I don't know when Randall's supposed to come back. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back." There's only 8 games left. Like, I already know he needs at least 6 games to not look like trash. So I'm like,
I don't know. See, unlike Mitch, his is not his injury is not a leg injury, so he can run and do cardio and things of that nature. I think, and then again, he didn't have this time to just shoot because he was coming off of he was coming off of an injury. So this time I think we get Shooter Randall. I know everybody likes bully ball Randall, but I'm cool with Shooter Randall as long as you hitting the shots. You hitting the shots. I'm cool with Shooter Randall.
I just want decision making, Randall. Like
I get that, but we might not get that right now. Only if in passing with the ball moving. I just know if I'm going to have him give me some games, I'd rather it be in the playoffs because again, we don't know how shaky that shoulder is.
Yeah.
We don't want him right before the playoffs. That would be devastating.
I agree.
I understand why the iffy.
But I'm antsy, man. I am antsy with this OG news, and it went backwards and talking about 2 to 3 month recovery, and he don't like any pain anyway. So I don't know. It looks like it's going to be Deuce getting 40 minutes a game in the playoffs. That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe that week. So we got to get it together. So we're not playing that week. That week in the play-in,
Yes,
the playoffs,
that need to be a rest week.
That'll probably. I think that helps us. That will help us reset and get our legs back.
Wait, Rose reported Randall back April 5th. Is that definite?
Yeah, I heard that ESPN did say that, but we.
Hold on, let me double check
that.
that.
Woj is part of the CAA gang, but I don't know. I don't think that this front office is telling anything to anybody, especially in ESPN.
How if the news has been he hasn't taken contact, how is he then going to be back on April 5th? I don't know. Is this? I'm looking right now. I'm scouring Twitter right now.
Yeah, no, I heard April 5th too. That's what ESPN has said. I don't. Yeah, I heard the same, but they just say that and then move it back later.
Got you. All right. All right. Well, we'll see. Thank you
So.
for that. Thank you for that update, Felicia Lee. I appreciate
Yes.
the news. All right. Well, that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to my guy Ryan G and Lee couldn't be here tonight. I saw the text from Ryan G. He said he couldn't make it. He had some problems, and Lee had to take care of some stuff. So shout out to those guys. Thank you, Ebony, for holding down with me. It's the J and Ebony show. We had had a one-on-one show in a minute. Anyway, it's always good to have one-on-one shows with Ebony.
It's 2023 Knicks. I think that was the last one.
Yeah, you're right. That was like Christmas time era. Yeah. I remember that. I was back home. Yeah, I think I met my sister and my mom probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was supposed to do the gunshot sounds.
Yeah, she forgot. She was like, I was waiting. You should have called me for the gunshots. Yeah, my sister, I like her voice. She got a good voice for podcasts. That's what my sister told me.
Appreciate you, sister. Sister Ellis, appreciate you.
Yo, that's the show, y'all. Thank you for watching. Ebony, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me here, and every post game, you can find me pre-game on X at Your Take Knicks. That's Twitter show. So I'm on Twitter. I'm on what else? On Instagram and Twitch. At Mad Knick Fan, and Liberty season coming up, so I'll be balling with the Queens.
Hey. All right.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Not excited about the Civil War coming, but
Oh yeah. Get ready. Strap up. Get the guns. Get your bazooka. War's coming. Yeah, but shout out to the chat. Fritz Alessandor, Knicks Nation TV, Felicia Lee. Once a Nick always in it. I saw Drip Moore in here earlier. Stanley Nowak, John Baines, J718. Is that J718? You felt like you stole my old email name or something. It's like, but shout out to you guys in the chat. Thank you guys for watching. You can follow us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook as well. All right. Thank you, Felicia. I appreciate that. That is the show. And as always, shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess. It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That's the show. We out of here. Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
All right.